my name is Subhajit Ghosh, and today my topic of discussion is about how to use large language models in order to enhance your organic marketing campaigns. Now, you might be realizing that I will be talking about how to use ChatGPT to actually optimize your social media captions or optimize your Google ad copies or write content or how to use Midjourney to actually create like AI art. But I'm not going to cover these things. In organic marketing, I'm going to cover a specific aspect, and that is how to use large language models for search engine optimization, because I believe that search engine optimization is like pure organic, and the value, the traffic that you get from search engines is very much valuable for businesses because people are searching for you, you are not, instead of you interrupting them. So, most businesses do fail in search engine optimization or organic marketing. For us SEOs and for marketers, we do fear this flat line that we call the flat line of no. We build websites, we create content, we see a little spike in traffic. We build up hope, called spike. We call it the spike of hope. And then it all goes down, and most businesses are not able to figure out that what went wrong and how to optimize and actually re-rank or regrow the traffic in search engines. But why does it happen? Because most businesses, they only track the traditional metrics like domain authority, like backlinks, like keyword rankings. The problem with these metrics is that they tell you that, okay, whether you are succeeding or whether you're not succeeding. But why are you not succeeding? Why are you failing? In order to understand these, we need to develop newer concepts and incorporate them in our organic marketing campaigns, like topical authority, information extraction, and cost of retrieval. Like Tuhin from our team, he already covered this topic of cost of retrieval. So I'm going to briefly cover the other two topics and also touch on cost of retrieval as well. But before going into that, what is topical authority? What is the deal with topical authority that many people in the SEO space are talking about? So, to be in brief, topical authority is about demonstrating your expertise on a particular topic or subject. And why is this important? Because, trust me, it massively improves your organic traffic in search. And you are able to create trust among users and search engines. Now, you might be telling me, what does trust in search engines mean? So, Google or search engines, the main objective is that they create knowledge bases for each and every entities. You, me, this company, this table, they have a knowledge base about everything through which they are able to answer your search queries. Now, if you are able to grow or structure your website in a way that you can actually deliver that knowledge base or add to Google's knowledge base, if search engines are able to learn from you, then they are already taking you as a topical authority. And, and they are going to rank you for thousands of keywords. So, before understanding topical authority, first let's understand what is the topic of your website and how do you understand that. So here's an exercise for you. I'll go to website B actually. So website B has 999 pages about computers and hardware and only one page about food. But here's the change. That one page about food get 90% of the traffic. So I would like to ask this question that what is the main topic of the website B? Is it about computers or is it about food? From my perspective, I always look at user behavior. So, for me, the main topic of website B would be about food, even though it has 999 pages about computers. But that one page get 90% of the traffic. So, it is important in SEO to understand and look at everything to make decisions from a user behavior standpoint, and not just that there are like what your website represents. So it is most important to prioritize the user behavior. Now this is a very raw presentation, like understanding of how a topical map looks like. So if the first step in order to build topical authority on your particular topic once you have understood it, is to create a topical map. So basically, this is a website about aromatherapy, and you can see the various, if I go to the visual representation, you will be able to see that we are able to create a topical map like this, in which each topic is segregated in a very semantic and logical structure under topics, subtopics. And all of these subtopics ultimately connect to a central entity and the main topic. Why is this important? Because, like a little bit ago, I talked about knowledge bases. If you actually represent a knowledge base in like in a graph visually, then you will be able to see a graph like this. So Google maintains knowledge domains just like this. But so if you are able to create your website or structure them just like a knowledge base, then you are basically making it easier for Google to add to their own knowledge bases, to add your topic or your niche and actually learn from you. So always structure your website so that you can represent a knowledge base or knowledge graph, very semantically organized and very structured. So once you have created a topical map, you have created a topic for each and every page of your website. You have uniquely defined each and every page. But what about the content? So here, this is one page of the website, the 13 health benefits of aromatherapy and physical and psychological. You will see that content writing teams, they often create this content outline. And in the outline, they only mention the headings or the H1 or H2 or H3 tags. But they do not go into depth. What we do is that we go in depth of each and every headings, and we actually define what to write, when to write, and what type of citations or words to use in order to optimize your content for the search engines. This is something that we do, but I'm going to cover this section in like a little later, so you will understand it more clearly. But just to be brief, topical authority and creating a logical content structure equals to creating a knowledge base. So this is a campaign that we recently performed. We use the same principles of like topical authority, creating content like content structures, optimized content structures like this, and we were able to get a good amount of growth for this campaign. It started recently. The main thing about this campaign specifically is that we didn't focus on backlinks. We didn't focus a single bit around technical optimizations, because this website has millions of pages. We just only focused on optimizing content, and we were able to grab these results. So let's talk about why am I saying all of this? Why? So let's talk about some of the language models that Google uses in order to understand and process content. First thing is summarization using Pegasus. So whenever you publish a piece of content in Google, Google extracts the key points and summarizes your contents. In this example, there is a line, Pegasus is mythical. It is pure white. It names the model. It is a cool name. When the transformer actually processes this information, then it actually takes two lines. Pegasus is mythical, and it names the model. It does not or disregards the other two lines. It is pure white. It is a cool name. Why? Because pure white and cool name, these are abstractions. These are opinions. These are not facts, while the other two are facts. So what is the key takeaway? Always write in facts and simple, clear sentences. Do not use abstractions or opinions. That is the best way to actually write information-rich content and serve it to Google. Let's talk about another piece of LLM that Google uses, and this is regarding information retrieval. Let us have an incomplete sentence like, we paid 20 at the Buckingham Palace gift shop. Now, how does Google understand that 20 is pound and not dollar? So basically, you have mentioned Buckingham Palace, which is located in the UK, and the official currency of UK is pound. That is how Google understands and fills in the content, and the algorithm behind this is called Realm. Now, the problem is that these kinds of algorithms are actually very expensive to process. These large language models are very expensive. So the key takeaway is that always specify whatever nouns or adjectives or objects that you are specifying. If If you're talking about Putin, do not just talk about Putin. Okay, okay. Do not talk about Putin. Talk about the president of the Russian Federation is blah, blah, blah. So always specify the noun with the attributes. This is how you can give more information. We already know about the Lambda, which is the conversational search AI. Basically, always structure your content in a conversational pattern. Write in questions and answers, because it can help to improve the information extraction for Google, so that they spend less resources in actually getting more information from you. Now, let's talk about relevancy and information extraction. So, in order to define relevancy, let us have this one query. What is a penguin? There are 3 sentences. Penguin is a flightless seabird with flippers instead of wings that lives in equator. Penguin is a flightless seabird that live almost in equator. And the last is penguins are flightless seabirds that live almost exclusively below the equator, and they have flippers instead of wings. Now, which sentence is more relevant to the query? In this case, what is a penguin? The sentence 1 is more relevant because it defines that penguin is a flightless seabird. But if the question was something different, like where does a penguin live, then sentence 3 would be more relevant, because there we use the term equator in the beginning of the sentence. So just by changing the word sequences in the beginning or the after, you are actually creating different relevancy scores for your answer to a particular search query. If you want to learn about more about query processing, this is a good patent over here that you can visit. This is from Google Patents, by the way. So that's it. So now, how do we improve our relevancy? In our content team or our content marketing, we have actually created certain algorithmic rules. And actually, there are 13 algorithm rules over here, but I don't have the time to cover all of them. So I'll cover certain basics over here. Be certain. Sun will rise tomorrow is an opinion because it has the wrong modality. Now, I just said opinions do not matter. Facts matters. Sun rises tomorrow is a fact. Both are the same sentences, but one is an opinion, another is a fact. Then I'll go to always cut the fuzz out. Do not use abstractions in your sentences. Rather, use numerical terms, use nouns and adjectives, and use comparative verbs to compare between 2 entities or two nouns. So give more information, cut out the abstractions. Use numerical values, but not only use them, also qualify the instances. For example, if you're talking about symptoms of a particular disease, do not just tell them that there are so many symptoms. There are 6 severe symptoms of a disease and 9 rare symptoms. So you're already defining the numbers as well. So you're giving more information in this particular instance. I'll move on to some other examples, and I think this is more important. So if there is a question like how to do something, how to do X, then the perfect answer would be to do X, you have to follow the following steps, and then you can define what is X. Do not start with X is something, and then write, okay, to do X, you can do the following sentences. The question is how to do X, so always give your answer first. If you're able to structure your content in a way that you're directly answering the heading or the question, then you are creating more responsive answers to the queries, and that is more easily extracted or processed by the algorithms. Now, there are certain other things, but I don't think I have the time, so I'll just move on to these things. And this is again the same presentation that the slide that I talked about before. It's about creating the, here I'm going to talk about a little bit about article outlines. So whenever you're creating an article outline, what does content marketing teams do? They have the introduction, they have the main area of the content, and then they have the supplementary content, right? Most people start with the introduction, then they go to the main content, then they go to the supplementary content. The problem is that in many times the contextual flow decreases, which means that many times the points given in the introduction may be missing or is not available in the main or the supplementary content. So I always say that always write the main content first. Write the main content and the supplementary content, that is the end part. Then try to extract key points from your main content. When you are extracting those key points, make a summary. And extractive summary is something that a term that I use, and then use those terms in the heading. What you do that you actually you're able to create a correct summarization of the entire article in the introductory portion, and thus it makes sure that the contextual flow of the article is in a straight line and there are no disjoints. So this is something that we do. Like we not only create an article outline, but we also exactly train the human authors and AI authors to exactly what to write, when to write, and whatever words to use. Nothing is random over here. Everything is calculated. This is a website that we use on Svalvadi. Now this website, it directly competes with Healthline and other brands. Now you are not able to see the blog, but if you are able to crawl the website, you will see that it has a very organized and semantical structure behind. Now you can see the growth. This website receives almost 1 lakh traffic per month. But my point over here is that the journey is not smooth. You can see the curve. There are dips in the curve. And these dips occur whenever there is a Google algorithm update. Because for me, algorithm updates are basically when Google refreshes their index. So this is a time when they are actually looking for newer web sources. And if you're ever into stock market investing, then you would know that the higher gains are made when the market is volatile. During a Google algorithm update, the search is volatile. And that is why we try to publish a lot of optimized articles right after an algorithm update. It just helps you to get like a boost in traffic. You can see over here, whenever there was an algorithm drop, like a drop in our traffic, we published a bunch of articles, and then our traffic again rose up. So that is so always publish or optimize your publication frequency as per the algorithm updates. So what should an SEO truly aim for? Number one is become cheaper. Yes, and that is something I advocate. For example, website A has 500 pages, 900 triples, has 59% accuracy, and the clarity is 78%. Website B has 1400 pages, 1200 triples, 94% accuracy, and 96% clarity of content, and 7 content topics. Which one do you feel will be ranked by Google? The obvious answer would be website B. But why? The thing is that in every second, there is 8 million search queries in the search engines. But Google will not rank 8 million websites for 8 million search queries, right? Like in an instant. It won't do that because it has to index all of those websites. So if there is a particular website that can rank for 1 million, or like that can create a page which satisfies thousands of keywords or thousands of search queries or even 1 million search queries, then Google will rank that one website consistently for all of these 1 million search queries. It will do that because it is cheaper. They have to index less websites, and that website is already satisfying these search queries. So this is the main reason why I always advocate for building a topical authority. If you're building a topical authority, you are able to be an authority for many or your entire topic, like all of the search queries related to your topic. So build a topical authority, create a logical content structure, then just engineer your content in such a way so that it takes less cost for Google to actually index your content and show it to the search engines, to the users, sorry. And once again, be responsive. Optimize for large language models, not for blind librarians. So there are two concepts over here, which is information retrieval and information extraction. When Google ranks a content, there is something called indexing, and then there is re-ranking. So whenever Google is ranking content, initially, they only look at your URLs, your titles, your headings. If for a search engine query, your title or heading is relevant, they will rank you. Maybe not in the first spot, but maybe in the second or third pages, fourth pages. So that is the initial rankings. And that happens when you are satisfying for information retrieval, like optimizing your headings, optimizing your URLs, optimizing your titles. But how to hold those rankings? Important thing is to hold those rankings. And that happens when Google is able to extract information from your web page for a variety of other queries. And that's why I always advocate to optimize your website for information extraction and not information retrieval. Information extraction is possible when you are able to structure your content to create responsive, you know, to structure responsive content for queries and for every answers, and also to create nodes and say, like organize your content in this way, basically this way, so that you are able to create small content hubs and information extraction points. This is how you can actually deliver a knowledge base to Google, and Google can actually add to their own knowledge. So I'll just go in. So now now the main point over is that how are we going to use how does large language models come into this? The thing is that these algorithmic rules, actually there are 50 of them, and I have just mentioned only 13 over here. These algorithmic rules are important for optimizing a content piece. But the problem is that it is a pain to train human authors with these algorithmic rules. And sometimes they are not perfect. But if you're using a large language model, or such as ChatGPT, or if you're able to fine tune your own large language model, then AI always follows rules. So let's say if you're creating or telling an AI to write a content piece for you, and you are able to define each and every set of these rules, then they are able to give you a very highly optimized content piece. Now, am I telling you to, use ChatGPT to create content? No, because 90% of the times Google will catch you. So what you have to do, you have to use human effort to edit the content, but you do not have to create the content like from scratch. You just have to edit it. Use your human expertise to refine the content. But so what large language models can do is that they are able, you can, if you are able to create a large language model or use the existing ones to fine tune them and define these algorithmic rules, then you are able to create highly optimized content that can satisfy the algorithms. Now, last but not the least, is it black hat? Am I like manipulating Google's algorithm, the search engine algorithm? Honestly, I don't care. The thing is that even I like personally, like some of my friends told me that whatever works, man. So the thing is that it's already so tough to rank in search engines, already so tough to gain traffic organically. So I believe that if you are following Google's guidelines and Google algorithmic changes, you're already being a topical authority. So I don't see any problem in that. So for me, white hat or black hat doesn't matter. It's whatever works. And just a personal question. Will using AI and LLMs take the job of us poor marketers? No. AI can create content as per your rules. AI can AI can perform instructions, but it cannot strategize. Your business is yours. You know what is relevant for you, and you know what keywords to target or like how to target. So human intervention is always necessary. AI can produce you very much optimized content and help you with understanding the understanding and optimizing for the small things. But ultimately strategizing and making sure that the content is relevant to your business and understanding the business value behind each content. To do that, you would need human intervention. So no, I believe that humans are very much necessary for organic marketing as well. So thank you. That's it for me. If you have any questions, we are here for the whole day. So here's our booth over there. You can come and ask us anything. And yeah, that's it. Thank you.